Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of The Stone Genius. This is a video podcast, and we know after the first one how much I enjoy video podcasts, but I am very excited about the guest that I have on today. One of the guests we've had on multiple times on the show, if you listen to The Longest One Night Stand with Bobby and Roe, Liv has been on that show as well. I want to welcome back to the show Olivia LaRue and her protege, Holly. Hey, welcome. How you guys doing? I need to lead with this. I didn't know exactly how this was going to go, and so I will tell you, I almost did this in bed.
Ooh, I do a lot of things in bed.
Okay, so...
I mean, let's just get real.
Well, I mean, it's fine, and I know I'm going to get hot in here, and I just...
It's hot.
So I will tell you, there was a ground rule from Bobby. Bobby said that you guys couldn't get me too worked up because if she's asleep when I come to bed, she doesn't want me worked up. So there is a ground rule from Bobby.
Got it.
Just so you know. So whoa, hello.
It already just started.
It's really
I mean, I guess. Hold on, I got mine too. So I will.
Shoot. Okay, I'm not ready yet. You guys are way too quick for me. I mean, seriously.
You gotta get into it, girl.
Yes.
I know. Okay,
Hi.
Liv, do you want to, for newcomers to the show, do you want to explain who you are? A courtesan and madam, and you are based in Reno, Nevada. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, bro.
Do you want to give us, I believe you've given us two different, you gave us an original definition of a courtesan. You followed that up, you cleared up a little. Can you give us a definition now for a courtesan and madam?
A courtesan is an escort and a madam is a pimp.
That clears it up. That's very easy. I mean, I like it that we're not being too vague about this.
Okay, and I read online that courtesans are actually old escorts, so that's me. I'm old.
Oh, well.
We're older, yeah. What is our
We're
thing
older
say?
than 30.
Yeah, older, is that what our age is?
So-
Above 38
Yeah,
or something?
something like that.
Yeah.
So they actually have, like, levels where you pass from, like, I don't know, what's before a courtesan?
I don't know. I read that online. Some guy was kind enough to like define all the words, you know, and the one I saw, because that's what I call myself, a courtesan, was courtesan equals old. So I was like, okay, well, guess I'm old.
Classic.
Well, no, it's mature. It means you know exactly what you want.
No, we don't say mature.
I'm definitely not
Well,
mature.
isn't it better than old?
You don't say mature on the site. No.
Okay, but so seasoned? No, I don't think I would like it.
like a steak?
I don't want to talk
No, I
anything
wouldn't say
sexual and then have seasoned be in it also.
Oh, yeah, no.
So Holly is a protege. How long have you been Liv's protege?
Let's see. 7 years?
Nice. So
Yeah.
was it something you wanted to do before you met Liv, or you met Liv and...
So, I think I've always kind of considered it, or I was like interested in it. There's always, I watched Pretty Woman. I always thought that was kind of hot. I didn't know. And then she came in one day, and we kind of had a discussion. And then I held off for a while, and I had to really, really think about if this is because once you go, you can't go back.
Right.
Once you step over, that's it. And I remember doing pictures. I remember the first night. And then I was like, you know what? I could do this. And then I remember one of my second days when I was holding all the cash, and I was like, really? That's all I had to do for all of this? Okay, there's something to it. In the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, it was all about the money.
Right.
But it changed after that. After about 2 years, it wasn't just about the money anymore.
So was it more? So Liv's talked about the relationships, that how much is actually sexual, and then how much of it is actually spent on interactions and spending time and maybe giving someone what they're not getting outside of your relationship. So is that what the transition was for you about 2 years? It was?
Yep, it was. And I think it was when I started increasing my donations that my relationships changed substantially.
Okay. Okay. So was that something that you were expecting? And I'll tell you, you have a little bit of light coming over your right shoulder, Holly.
I know. She's fixing it.
Is that any better?
No, it's like a bright. I think it's that.
It's bright. It's like the same light I used
from
for.
that window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's from the window. There we go. Yeah,
Is that
great.
So, all right. What was the question?
So I was just, were you expecting that transition at about 2 years? Did you know? Because I mean, Liv and I have talked about it before, and because I was kind of surprised that that happened, but I guess we had never talked about, was there like, lack of a better term, line of demarcation where there was a noticeable, you went from it being about the money to being about almost like a fulfillment. I mean, I know as being a trainer and stuff, sometimes you can give someone information or a feeling or a nice word or something, and you can tell by the way that they are that it really changes their demeanor and everything else. So did you notice kind of that change?
So in the beginning, what I really enjoyed was I was kind of going through something emotionally in myself, which is why I wanted to kind of go down this avenue and go through this adventure with Olivia personally, as a woman. And I was just open to this. At the beginning, it was all about the money, but throughout the beginning of the first 2 years, my confidence level went up. Mostly my confidence. I started to change, and then I noticed that I wanted more out of my relationships with my guys, and so and then also I knew that I wanted a different kind of clientele. So I did an increase in donation, and then because of that was an unexpected joy, was the change in relationships and the connections that I had with my clients.
So did you have to tell anyone that had been a previous client that because of this change in you that you were no longer going to see them, or did you
they just weren't willing to pay the money anymore. It was easy. Yeah.
Oh, so that was easy. They eliminated themselves.
That was easy. Yeah, because I mean, there's some that I stuck out at the same, like there would be a few that we called like grandfathered in.
I'm not sure that you want to use the term grandfathered in your line of business.
You use the term.
Or unless you charge extra for grandfather in, because if I was doing it and it was grandmother in, that's going to be a surcharge, a big surcharge. See, that's how I couldn't do it. I mean, so Liv and I have talked about this before. Before I met my wife, I don't want to say I was a whore, but I would say it was a physical activity that could be done quickly, and it was. I
love guys like you.
Well, it's funny because
then we can snuggle.
But it was funny because sometimes I talk about that and with that number because it is big, but it ended with my wife. She was the last one 27 years ago, and I'm always like, would you want the number to be like 600 and you were 601, but that was it, or would you want the number to be 2 and you were the first one? And it's me. So, but man, I wish I could go back and get like $10 for every time or something.
Oh, right.
Oh, I'd be set right now.
I deserved it. Yeah. I mean, think about. I don't know.
I
always tell my guys, like, I'm a sure thing. Like, at the end of the day, we have our connection. We have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert like in an hour, and it's like ends with just happiness, and it's just it's the best.
Yeah, and I think that's where it changed with me. Is once I met my wife, then it was more about love and passion.
I can do that in an hour. We have love in an hour.
Yeah. So, but I mean, before that, it was not. I've told this story before on the program, but I had a Jeep, and I was talking to a friend. He was at work, and the girl was like, through the phone, I like his Jeep. And I go, it sounds like she just wants to have sex with me. And she's like, I'll have sex with you if you let me drive your Jeep. I mean, that's how it used to be back in the 80s. But then when I met my wife, how I changed, because it was always just a physical activity for me. And so to me, I talked to Liv. At my age, I will say that my 401k is probably not exactly where it needs to be at all. So I was thinking, you know, I'm in good shape. I present well, I think. So I had talked to Liv about being a protege, but then I remembered I get injured in sex quite often. And not like freaky stuff. It's like, oh look, I've dislocated my thumb, and like it's like so I was thinking.
Where are you putting your thumb?
Is that why you stopped talking to me about that, bro?
I know. Well, it's funny. I have rolled off Bobby before and said, well, that's not supposed to look like that. I'm just glad that none of my sex injuries have included my penis. At least, hold on. At least at this point, none of them have included my penis. But that leads me to a question for you all. Have you all ever had someone get injured during your time together that required medical attention? I mean, not like something you all did, but I mean, just like me.
No.
I've never had anyone.
Not that I can remember.
No.
I thought you would have great.
Was injured during sex with his wife, and she broke his dick, and then so that's why he came to see me.
Whoa! See, that's the injury. I'm glad that I injured my wrist. I hurt my thumb. I cut my leg on the nightstand somehow getting out or into bed. I'm not sure when it happened. I'm surprised. I thought for sure you guys would have, because that's one reason I would be terrified to do this. I would have to have someone that knew they may need to give me the Heimlich maneuver, CPR, or drive me to the emergency room at any point during the night.
I'm trying to think. Maybe.
No.
I mean,
I have not had one.
No, I think if they did get hurt, they wouldn't have said anything though.
And I had one that he was hurt before.
Yeah.
We messed around. He was on pain medication. Then it lasted, just nothing.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean, there was
Oh, that's the worst.
Like, she had dementia.
Oh, that was weird.
Okay, Holly, now I gotta ask you. So I've heard the strangest thing. Liv told me, what is the strangest thing someone has asked you to do?
Okay, let me think about this one for a second. Well, it's not really strange, but it's
Hold on. I'm gonna be the judge of if it's strange or not, okay?
Okay, let me think about this one for a second, because there's two that are kind of strange. But they're not strange to me. That's weird. But I think it might be a little different for others. So I have one, and he just loves to tie me up in these really great, like, Japanese knots. Like, really pretty, like, corset, like, just beautiful knots. Like, with rope and knots, and then we have a safety word just in case. And he takes his time, and he likes taking pictures when he's done, and it's actually really pretty.
I mean, that does sound pretty. And I would say that would not be weird.
It's not weird, but it's kind of a different, and I think for me, the reason why he does it is because he has some serious anxiety in the beginning. And I'm not going to go into it because he's very, 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 very dear to me. But that's one of the things that he does to calm down, is to get him ready and to get into what may or may not happen at the end of our time together.
So, Holly, you're going to be introduced to my train of thought because I'll jump everywhere. So when you were talking about the knots and things, I was thinking about people that are on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, because often they have difficulty with relationships. So I wonder, have you knowingly, like, have people that are on the, because it sounds like that, if he's doing that, I'm probably I have not been formally diagnosed, but if you listen to how I was growing up and how I talk and my relationships, I probably fall somewhere in there. So I'm just wondering, because in the high IQ society, that's a big thing. They talk about the lack of being able to form relationships, and sometimes it has to do with the tics, which may be like tying the knots, but like you say, it's very relaxing, and that will put someone in a different.
It's fun. Yeah.
What's the other one?
Oh, the other one, he likes sport. I don't know. I always I'm not gonna go with that.
Let me ask you this while you're thinking about that. You had mentioned safe words, and there was a Major League Baseball pitcher that it's coming out that the girl evidently lied about the extent of it, but at some point there was some choking going on, and then they said it went too far. And part of my thing is, when you mention safe words, are they good about, because I always wonder about the safe word, like Bobby and I, it's any fruit or vegetable, because I don't eat fruits or vegetables. So if I was to yell cucumber or lettuce, then my wife knows I'm in trouble somehow. But that being said, if you're in the moment and you do have a safe word, have they always responded, and this is for either one of you or both of you, have they always responded immediately when you say that safe word to stop?
Do you want to go first, or?
Go for it.
Okay, so earlier when I first started, there was a couple instances where I was starting to get a little bit more creative, or I was allowing more things to be done to me that I no longer do anymore. I don't know if necessarily I had a safe word, but I definitely knew where my boundary was. It got hit, and I got up and said, you know what, this is, I no longer am going to do this. And then I left. And then when I communicate, I have specific no's, and I'm very, very clear on those no's. There is no exception to those no's. So more than likely, I haven't really needed to do a safe word or be in that, because I don't put myself in those situations any longer.
Okay. Liv? I don't know if we've talked about that before.
I've noticed that sometimes people like to push the boundaries, and they don't always hear you the first time or second time.
Yeah.
Do you think that's just because they're thinking that the safe word, like almost like a no, sometimes people are like, well, no's not really no, when it should be. But do you think that that's how they're like, oh, well, they only said it once. I mean, because that's my fear, that once you say the safe word, it should stop. So then what do you do? And like you said, Holly, I used to be in risk management, so I'm always trying to play out all these different scenarios, and one of those scenarios would be if you get to a position where you don't know what to do, where you're out of control, that's a great answer, because I know Liv and I have talked in the past about if something happens to you, the police, even though it's legal in the state where you're at, they still will, because of the industry that you work in, they may not take it as seriously as someone that is, I don't know, works retail at Macy's or something like that. Which is sad. But they do it in everything. Like, I have tattoos, but I've noticed with our youngest child, they've been having some chronic health issues, and because they have tattoos, I feel like the doctors do treat them differently because of that. And it's just weird, because that has nothing to do with anything. So let's see, what I had some other. I did want to ask you, when you all work together. So Holly, when you started, did you work with Liv immediately, like to have a partner there, or did you just start out on your own and then eventually the two of you performed together?
Are you talking about
perform's not the right word. I know I'm not using the right terminology, and I apologize.
I don't know. Are you talking about threesomes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's my one and only woman I've ever been with.
Okay. So was it the first time that you?
After. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no! So it started after you had kind of entered into the industry.
Yes.
Okay.
Not too long after.
No, I think it was like my second or third time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and I like the smiles. So that was the other question that I was gonna. When you're with, so have you done more than a threesome?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that one time. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a couple. It was a married couple.
Oh, that's right.
So then which one were you thinking
There's
of?
two Heismans too, right?
Oh yeah. Oh God, I forgot about that. That was horrible.
So one of the things, so the youngest child that I was talking about, they were on the very first podcast I did with my wife. And when we asked what the best parental advice they had gotten from me, they said I had told them to always be prepared for a threesome or an orgy. I've had a couple of opportunities to be in a threesome. The first time I was like, hold on, I don't know what's going on. And I was just like, no. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't want to put myself in a position I don't know about. And the second time I was like, I'm just not, this is not happening. But I'd given it thought. So my biggest thing is, and if you ask my wife, and we've been together 27 years, I barely know what to do with one woman. So I'm afraid of what happens when I would bring someone else in as well. So do you find it easier to be in a threesome with her? Does it make it more comfortable? Is it just a different dynamic, just totally just different?
It's just fun. There's a couple things that happens. Depending on the guy, it gives us a break in between. So one can do something then while we need a break without showing we need a break, I guess. Then the other, we can do something else. And then it gives us time to kind of be together, which we don't normally get to do on a regular basis, which is fun. And so, so those are my favorite too. Yeah, so I think it's easier, it's different. It does change the dynamic. And then what's really great is I noticed that at first I thought I was going to be a little insecure, like what if he wanted her more than me, or what if there's, more feeling. But then I realized, wait a minute, we're not in a relationship with this guy. Her and I are in a relationship, so he's actually getting in our
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Have you all ever lost focus on the client? You do. And he's like, hey, I'm over here. Hello.
I'm like, oh, that's what you wanted. Sorry, I thought you wanted to watch. Okay, bye.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. So you guys have answered the question. Let's see. Hold on. I have some. You guys have already answered some of these because I was going to ask about the chemistry that you all have, and I can tell by watching you two and the way you all laugh or the way you smile, or when one of you bring up a story that maybe the other one doesn't fully remember at the time. It is funny watching your dynamics on there.
I gotta say about threesomes that the professional threesome is way more easy to choreograph.
Yes.
Than your amateur threesome.
Well, that's because you've done what I've said. You've given it thought. I mean, I just don't. That just seems like
no real feeling or emotion. Like no one's gonna get picked. We are just happy to be together. There's nothing. No one's gonna get in trouble. No one's gonna get jealous. No one's gonna lose this, that, or the. It's just all fun. It's just all fun.
So I was just thinking about, have you guys, when I was little and they were like picking teams or something, they would have a baseball bat to see who got, and they would go like, have you guys ever done that to like a guy's penis, and then whoever's hands on top, I win?
We do.
I get to finish it. You're right there, Liv. I think we lost her. If you haven't introduced it, especially if they're a big baseball fan, you could do like what was the movie? A League of Their Own. You guys could dress up in baseball outfits and.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You know,
that'd be kind of fun.
I got your catcher's mitt for you right here. Maybe not use that voice. That's probably not the voice you want to go with. But let's see. Oh yeah, and in big letters right here it says. The exact words were, Bobby does not want me to have a boner when I come to bed. So,
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you, so it sounds like you have, but the couples, do you all see more couples, because we've talked about this a little bit with Liv, but do you all as a twosome see more couples? You'd mentioned once, but is that something that you see very often as a couple, or is that more in a threesome instead of a foursome?
So the only couples I've ever done is when I'm with Liv. I've never done a couple on my own.
Is that
probably because I'd only want to be the only woman truly I've ever been with is Olivia. I think that's why.
Yeah, I think that's what you usually say.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a one girl.
No, I mean that's
really, I really like. I'm very loyal. Like, I could be with a billion guys, but I only can be with one woman.
Right, but I mean, that's also showing that in this, you still are making decisions that are best for you. It's not just about the money, it's about the relationship and everything else. So I mean, that's cool as well that you all have that. How long was it before you got comfortable? What was your feeling after the first time? The first
Being
time
with Olivia?
you did it and got paid for doing something.
Oh, okay. So the first time I did it,
Should I tell the story?
okay, fine. I knew him from high school. It was so bizarre. Like, I don't know how, like, he came back into my life, but I don't really remember him. He was younger than me, and it was at one of the hotels here. It was kind of a cheesy hotel. We finished.
He shorted you.
He shorted me money. Yeah, that's right. Because that's lesson number one. You always do business first. You always do. You don't trust that they're going to give you the right amount. So I learned a lot of lessons that day. To not do people that I know from my past. To count the money and to make sure that they're always protected and that they don't try to, like, not. Because at the end of it, it was almost as if the condom fell off, and it was just, I learned a lot to just make sure to be very safe and to figure it out, and that was my first time. I was really glad it was over. I never saw him again, and each time got better and I got more comfortable and I figured it out, and then...
I mean, I've never even asked that before, so how often do people try to short you? Is that and then they're like, oh, sorry.
There's quite a bit, and or they try to really want to negotiate. More than anything, fine, just short me so I can call you out on it, but please do not try to negotiate with me. I hate that more than I'll just stop the conversation. It's done. I don't need it. I won't do it. I hate that more than anything.
And Liv said that often if it was in the heat of the moment and they had said, hey, would you do this, that money became less of an object. Do you find that too, kind of in the heat of the moment, if they're like, hey, can I call you my 13-year-old niece's name for the next 20 minutes?
Oh, you know what?
I still remember it.
I'm like I said, for me, I'm kind of like a planner. So, I need to know what is involved, what are we doing, I can be spontaneous, but right. I'm one that we stick to kind of a plan. We can kind of go off it just a little, but then I'll be like, maybe next time we'll do that, or maybe next time we can go that direction. This time I'm getting to know you, we're going to figure it out. That is not usually the case for the men that I'm seeing now, because my clients are different now. Now, maybe in the beginning, that could have been, I don't really remember that all that well.
Right.
So, I probably allowed more without charging than I should have. And that's something that I learned very quickly, because I let people get away with quite a bit without compensating myself for it.
So what was the biggest change? Are those the type of conversations you would have with Liv then? Liv, is that what you're mentoring? Don't be afraid to ask this. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to do this. Is that the type of conversations you all are having?
We would have plenty of conversations after I would be done, after a couple times, I can't see him again, or this is what he did, or this is, what do I do? And we'll have those conversations, and then I have to really kind of think about that and not take it out on myself, or not feel bad about myself, or feel guilty.
Right.
I really had to work on not making that, something that I felt shame about, so we'd have had quite a bit of conversation, and it really got me stronger. And now, like I said, I have boundaries. I know now what I want, what I don't want, what will I allow, what I won't allow. But it took, not getting, it's kind of weird. It's like when you feel like you're worth more and you're not getting it, this has taught me to get what I'm worth. Not just in this, but in a lot of different aspects of my life.
So it sounds like you, and Liv has mentioned this before, and I think I've taken it away because we've talked many times now, but it sounds like you're actually, after entering this industry, you're actually more confident now than maybe you were
far.
by far.
By far.
And that's so here's the thing that I don't think most people realize is confidence is also sexy and it can be seen. And that's why I think like a lot of times like I know how to separate myself from everyone else. It was funny, my wife and I went to a country western bar here in Kansas City this past weekend. And we're there, and everyone's dressed in country western wear. And all these guys, you know, are trying to go out and find a girl and all this, and they all look the same. And there I was wearing a cardigan sweater and probably a shirt similar to the, you know, and not cowboy boots, like dress boots and everything. And people notice that, but because it also takes confidence, but you also have to stick out, and that's what I love, being able to stick out a crowd like that. But you have to have confidence, and you can see it because even as I'm talking to you now, you can see it on your face that because you're like, yeah, I am confident, and it's weird. A couple things, I probably have way too much confidence. I'm told that a lot, and I have no shame because you had mentioned shame earlier, which is not a feeling I'm in touch with, and that's the weird thing. Well, it's a weird thing because when you don't have shame, people think they can shame you. And if you don't feel that emotion, it's like you can do whatever you want. It's not going to bother me at all. So, but, you know, it's nice because sometimes it will help direct you. And it seems like you've been directed in a wonderful spot. And I think that's what some people don't realize about the industry. And that's one reason I love talking to Liv. Not just necessarily on the podcast, but we've communicated outside the podcast as well. And I think she's so wonderful because she's confident. She's aware of herself and everyone around her, and that's so nice to see because a lot of people don't have self-awareness right now. And I think that's part of what she's mentored in you as well. So if I could stop breaking my thumbs and wrists, then maybe she'll be able to mentor me someday. Because I'm telling you, no one wants to see a guy in a thumb cast show up for date night.
They don't.
You never know. You might be able to work
I mean, people might like it stuck up somewhere.
Well, yes, that is true, but I'm not sure that cleaning a cast is what I want to go for afterwards.
Well,
Liv, how have you been doing? You've been so quiet.
That's because I love to hear Holly talk.
Do you?
I'm good. Yeah.
So is that? I mean, so you guys met. How soon? Like, how did that conversation start? So you said that she came in, you met, and we're talking. But like, so where were you when you met?
At a salon.
At a salon. So and that. So were you working at the salon?
Who, me?
Yeah. Or were one of you working at the salon, or were you both just clients
All
of the
right,
salon?
I'll just go ahead and be honest with you. Yeah, I was working at the salon. I was working,
Okay.
She was my client, and we became instant friends, and we spilled our guts. I think one of the first or second times we saw each other, and ever since then, it just kind of grew, and
It was 3 years.
yeah, it was, oh, that's right, it was 3 years, yeah, before.
I mean, but that when you meet someone, you know, I mean, there's certain people that will pass through your life, and for whatever reason, there's something, you know, there's something that I remember. I flew to North Carolina to buy a car at a dealership out there. So the deal was the guy was going to pick me up, take me to the dealership. If I liked the car, I was going to buy it, drive it home. If not, he was going to take me back to the airport. And so I spent like 2 or 3 hours with this guy, and that was 12 years ago, and we still communicate. We'll still send texts and things. So sometimes you just meet someone, and you just know. But you can tell in your relationship and how you are, and that's what I love about watching people, is that you can see. And so anyone that books you all together, I'm sure it has a very enjoyable time because of how you are together. It's just not like adding someone else. It's like adding your best friend. Which,
Finding your girlfriend.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
this is like, it's, I don't know. I think that's why it's special. It's special to me. And I think that that's why it's special for the other person, because it's truly special when we get to work together. It's it's like, it's one of my favorite things.
So how often do you all get to work together?
Oh, we haven't in a minute.
Not as much as we want.
I think our
So
last
do
time-
you all ever talk to clients about it and be like, I have a friend that, I think you would really like it if she was here too, so
Yeah.
try to upsell.
I think a lot of it is because of the donation price.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a lot of people talk about how they want to do it.
Yeah, but I
for
think
years.
it's just a matter of
Yeah.
paying for it.
Yeah.
Just tell them, why you could have me when you could have 2 girls for twice the price.
Right?
Exactly.
I do that, so I'm in commission sales, and I will actually use that. They'll be like, well, I can't decide. I go, I'm going to let you in on a little secret as a commission salesperson. You can buy 2 for twice the price. And they just laugh. And then they usually buy it because they're like, haha, you made me laugh. Okay. I'm like, yes, please. I know. I mean, I wish it was that easy in every way, that I could just ask for the money and they would just give it to me.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. So what is next for you? So are you still feeling that you're in the mentoring phase from Liv? Do you feel like you're still learning each and every day?
Oh yeah, all the time. And different
both still
yeah,
learning.
and I think it's not just in this, I think it's just in life in general. And so it's kind of like, it's nice to have someone who knows every single thing about you. Like,
Yeah.
there's not very many people that I tell this, no, there's not very many people that know who Holly is and who I really am, except for Liv. And so to be able to communicate all of these things with her, and then other things in my life that are going on, it will always be that kind of relationship, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Liv,
Yeah, but I don't have to
Are you-
screen your clients anymore.
Well, yeah, she doesn't have to screen them, although I do still, like, I had an issue where I was getting all of these calls and they were all very similar. They started seeming very similar, and I was like, hey, I need you to take a look at this. I think this is a sting. Or am I being paranoid? Or what's going on here? And so we are still able to kind of communicate that, because it is nice to bounce that off of someone every now and then, especially because you don't want to be in a desperate place. And so when you start getting all anxious and weird, you need to step back. And so that's why I'm able to talk to Liv about it. And then that's where a lot of the mentoring still takes place.
So Liv, what have you learned from Holly since she's joined you?
Holly talks me up a lot, but she taught me a lot about not taking anybody's shit. She really doesn't take a lot of shit from anybody. Like, it's really fun to watch when she gets going on a rant. She goes off. It's awesome. So she's taught me a lot of new words. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of new words. She has a lot of, like, super wise advice about life. Like, we'll just be talking about stuff, and then she'll just start spitting, like, serious wisdom. And I'm like, whoa, did you just come up with that? And she's all, yeah, I just,
It's all the acetone.
What's that?
She said it. No, never mind.
It's a salon joke.
Oh, acetone. Is that what
Yeah.
you said?
Yeah, it's all
Okay,
the sniffing.
I get it now.
Yeah, all the
It's been a while. A lot of hair jokes don't really go real well with me, but it is what it is.
Taught me
So,
a lot about being a mom. Yeah.
and that's why it's so weird, because sometimes when I talk about Liv and I talk about you a lot, I'll say she's a courtesan, and then people will ask what that is, and I'll explain, and you can tell the look on their face is like. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand why someone's job, what they do, where they live, the clothes they wear, why that has any impact on who they are as a human being. So, but that's why I enjoy talking to you, Liv. I think this is probably the 5th time you've been on the show. I think this is your 4th time on this show, and then you're on with Bobby and I. So it's always much appreciated, because I love talking to you. I think that you are an amazing person. I mean, we've known each other for probably 8 or 9 months now, almost going on a year, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so I've always appreciated the time you've afforded me, as well.
Aw.
So,
Well, you're
and
my
I'm glad we
favorite.
finally got to meet Holly, because I know we've talked about this for a long time. So I'm glad that we finally got to make it happen.
Oh,
So-
thank you.
Totes.
So what is the like excuse me. So I think about like work the next day, and I'm like, oh, I have to do this tomorrow. Do you guys ever think, I mean, do you guys ever dread like, oh, I mean, this may not be what's going through your mind, but I gotta suck that dick tonight. Ugh. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's not the thought you have. And you don't have to say that. But, I mean, is there ever anything you're just like, oh, I'm not looking forward to going to work tonight, or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, there's times where I don't feel it. So I'm in a different place with my work right now, where when I was first starting out, I could get really, really busy. And there was times where I was a lot in one day. Well, a lot is a couple for me, is a lot.
Okay.
So, but where I would feel that way now, though, it's not. It's like once or twice a week, maybe once or twice every 2 weeks. So for me now, it's kind of exciting. Like I almost feel like I get to get dressed up, shave my legs, and go on a date. Like I get kind of excited knowing that it's a person that I've seen before.
Right.
I get to catch up with them, and then we get to have a very happy ending. And
Right.
then I get to go home and go to bed. And so right now it's different in my world. So I don't necessarily have that feeling as much anymore. It's more of like, ooh, I get to go do something fun.
Right.
That's where I'm at with my work right now.
See, and I dread going. I dread going into work, and I mean, because I will tell you, I've never put my head on any of my co-workers' shoulders like you guys have done to each other. Yeah, and it's not gonna. I hope none of them watch this, because if they think that's gonna happen from me, it's not gonna happen from me. And there is no amount of money that they could pay me to make that happen. I would do a lot of other things, including a cast on this thumb, but I'm not gonna put my head on someone at work's shoulder. So, I know. So, okay, I think that I'm just seeing if I missed any. I am going to ask you. So you said that you used to do a couple in a day, and now you may do a couple in a week, or over a 2-week period. Are you making the same amount of money, because you said that your donations went up? So are you making, or you're making what you want to make?
Yeah, I think it's now more quality more than quantity.
Okay.
And the money that I do make is, I mean, I could make, it's not as much as I was, but I'm also not working nearly as much, and my well-being is a lot better. Like I feel
Right.
like I'm more successful now than I was before, and I started in it was 2018, so I'm getting older too, and so I don't want. My life is different. I'm different. I've evolved, and so no, the money is not nearly like it was. But my relationships are different. And I truly, there is something to that. Like, I truly look forward to every single man that I see right now. And there's 1, 2, 3, about 5 that I see within a 6-week period. And I love each and every one of them.
And is that a fairly standard cyclical, like every 6 weeks or so? I mean, are most people with you, and I think Liv had said that they're pretty regular. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess that's why they would call them
right now.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And either they're married or not, or they're going through their other things, and it's all very personal. And but I truly, truly love each and every one of them.
Yeah.
And I look forward to catching up with them, having fun. You know, each one of them brings out something different in me that I really enjoy, and it brings out some desires, and I get excited, and my different needs get met of mine.
Well, that's awesome.
Not just them. There's different needs that I get met as well.
Yeah, and Liv's mentioned that before, that there are certain things that give her personal satisfaction out of the job, which I mean, and that is not, and that's
one of them hits a different mark, just a little bit more. Yeah.
For sure.
so.
Right?
Now, I mentioned, so I talked recently to my ex-sister-in-law about, I'm trying to think about how I make money to do the podcast full time. And she was telling me, think of things that you already do that you can make money. And I've always said that a lot of times I get super high before I go shower. And I am hilarious in the shower. I mean, that's where my best shows. If you really wanted, put a waterproof microphone in the shower and it would be the best shows. But I'm thinking if I make that happen, when I get rich and get a bigger shower, I can actually have guests come to the shower. So yeah, so you guys were the second video podcast, but if I start doing the video shower podcast, I will make sure that you guys are the first ones to be on that.
Yeah.
And I figure that any shower will work if I can get this thing going. I think that. Yeah, but she said that, and I go. All I gotta do is put
it to where we could be in our shower too. We could do like a pre.
Yeah, and see this because I've had an own.
Yeah, we'll just be in the shower, and you could just see how that goes.
Yeah, and then I would be like, okay, ladies, anytime you want to talk to me. See, and that's the thing about a threesome. I feel I'm gonna get left out. Well, you just kind of snap it, and we'll be like, okay, there is a guy. Okay, well, there's someone else here. Thanks. Okay.
We always come back around.
I don't think the guys ever felt left out.
No.
I would think that they probably would not feel left out. They would probably feel that it was just
wonderful.
They probably didn't feel left out. We'll leave it at that.
No.
Okay.
No,
I don't think so. It all ended happily.
We're very inclusive.
Holly, it was so awesome to finally meet you. So I've heard a lot about you. I've seen your pictures on the website. Liv, I always love talking to you. It was so good to talk to you. Even though you were fairly quiet there.
It's okay.
I know. So it was awesome to see. And I'm glad that we got to do this video-wise. I hope that someday I have better than that. I feel bad as a photographer. I feel like if I'm doing video, but I feel like I don't want to do video. But I'm glad that I am because I get to see you. So
I think it's important. I think that I like podcasts with videos, so I think it's important. So,
I know, and that's what people keep telling me. I know.
I think it will end up being one of the best things, one of the best choices that you've made. You did great.
Well, thank you very much. And
we all need to evolve. We have to get out of our comfort zone. You have to move forward.
And my whole comfort zone is I know I could do the editing and all that. I just don't want to. Like there's professionals. There's people that can do things effectively. And me doing video, like if someone just said show up and be in front of a camera, I could do that. But as you can see, the lighting and I know.
Yeah.
So. But it was awesome to have both of you on the podcast. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
I'm hoping to get this whole video thing better so that I can do this again with you, and it will be even better and more spectacular. But I want to thank you all for being on the second video podcast of the Stone Genius. So thank you all very much.
Hooray! Yes, thanks for having us.
Okay. Well, I don't even know. See, I'm not used to video podcasts, so I don't even know how to lead us out. I don't think I have my music.
How do you normally close your podcast?
Well, I run it through my soundboard, but my sound's not through there. So
we have to come up with this. We have to come up with
so people are used to it. I'll add it in.
Like a bong rip thing. Don't you have your bong?
Oh yeah, you did a good look at you. You have to be a producer. Next, producer Liv.
Yep. Hold on.
You don't have to just because I said it.
I think you should try it. You can do it off camera, can't you?
There he goes.
Okay. Yeah, that was much better. Much better. I should have done that at the beginning. This would have been a whole different conversation if I would have done that at the beginning. Man, I got to tell you, I love the energy that the two of you have when you guys are together. Okay. It's really neat to see. So thank you all so much for being on the podcast again. I don't know how to. I was thinking of all these sexual things that popped in my head because I was about to say I don't know how to finish, but with our two kids, I obviously do know how to finish.
Totally know how to finish.
Okay. So anyway, I guess I'm just gonna say thank you for joining the Stone Genius podcast. Holly, Liv, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having us.
Liv, do you want to tell your website or anything? I should have. I always wait until the end, and I apologize. Do you want to tell your website or anywhere that people can come out and find you?
Yeah, it's www.livlarue.com. LIVLARUE. And Holly's on there. Her name is Miss Holly Clark. You can call her Miss Clark.
Miss Clark.
So
Miss Clark, if you're nasty. And I'll put a link on there as well, so I'll do that. So, man, thank you so much. I love looking at these smiles. This is what I need to use as the thumbnail, the smiles that you guys have right now. Thank you all. Okay, for everyone else, thanks for listening to the Stone Genius podcast. This was video. I hope you guys liked it. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.